Good morning, everybody. Just sharing this around. Give me a minute. All right. So, if you are here, if you are watching, if you are stalking, say hi. Excuse my voice. I'm still a little snotty, trying to get over this stuff. Um, but I'm working on it. You know me. I'm not a quitter. Not going to quit on this. Got one more place to share this. Okay, I think it is. There we go. So pull it. Okay, I haven't even worked with that yet, Lee. Okay, here we are. Hopefully that's better. You guys can hear me. And I'm going to keep this up so I can see the comments for sure. So, hey, if you're joining, happy Tuesday. Um, hope that everybody is having a good morning. Man, I know I have a busy day today, crazy busy day. Just, of course, doing this and getting stuff done around here and delivering some orders to my customers and meetings and Zooms. And, ooh, boy, I tell you, um, working from home thing on the days that you work from home, boy, it's like trying to stuff a 27-hour day in 24 hours. Not easy. Not easy to do at all. So if you are here, say hi. If this is your first time, look, I've shared this into all my groups that I admin, making sure that everybody has a chance. This is something I do every Tuesday. It's called Molly's Moments with Jesus. Just things that I have found through prayer and through the Bible that have helped me get through life, that have helped me get through rough times. That, oh wow, here we go. I'm even talking to myself now. How crazy is that? Um, so just kind of that daily walk. It's hard. Life is hard out there right now. Hey, Angela, good to see you. Um, there are grocery prices are going up, gas prices are up. Election year, all of that. It is crazy. But the point is, the Bible tells us not to worry. The Bible tells us to be anxious for nothing. That's a hard one for me. I got to tell you, I'm an anxiety girl. I try hard not to be an anxiety girl. I do. Oh, Lee, that's what it was. I forgot my speaker was on. Oh my gosh, I was like, what is going on here? Okay. Um, I'm getting better, but my first thing is, are you the person who's always like, oh, if this happens, oh no, this is what's going to happen? Like, I have conditioned myself to always think what what could be the absolute worst thing. And what I need to do is pretty much I need to just say, this is what it is now. God knows what's going on. And you know what? Have my eyes and my ears opened and tuned into Him and what He has. Uh, we started this new book last week, this one with Liza Turkhurst. We just finished the other one, a few weeks ago. And this one is called Seeing Beautiful Again. And this really spoke to me. It says 50 devotions to find redemption in every part of your story. That spoke to me without me reading one of the devotions, because my whole life, when you talk about finding redemption, finding redemption in the wrong things I've done, in the wrong choices that I've made, um, finding redemption in the fact that I am somebody who was divorced, finding redemption in the fact that not every decision I made where my kids were concerned were probably the best decisions, finding redemption in the fact that I was so angry with God after my mom died. Um, that I was angry with my dad because he just wasn't the dad that I wished he had been. And so when I go back and I look at the time that has been wasted, um, let's take it for those of you who are watching in some of my groups. Um, Sometimes when your job doesn't go the way you want it to go, when your business doesn't go the way that you want it to go, when there is such frustration and you know what you feel, and with anxiety always comes fear, y'all. Always comes fear. Fear is just, it can affect so much in your life. And or how about that thing where you do something and you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Like I'm not going to be anxious anymore. I'm not going to respond like that anymore. I'm not going to do this thing. And what happens is you do, and you go, oh, I am such a failure. I can't get this right. I always seem to fall back to where I fell before. What is wrong with me? I'm the worst person. Again, self-talk. You're telling your brain you are those things. And I'm not just talking to you. Understand, I don't talk about things that I haven't done myself, right? So I am the worst part of that at times. That sometimes my conversations with myself, well, maybe this would have been better if I had done this. Well, that was a dumb decision, Molly. Way to go with that. Or maybe I make a move and it was the wrong move. Guess what? When I really look back at wrong moves, every single one of them have taught me something. And the fact that I'm still here to try to get it right also means that God's not done with me yet. Sometimes we get so down on ourselves, our own self-talk to ourselves. And I think to myself, the things I say to myself, whether out loud or inside, or maybe when I'm praying or having a conversation with God, and I mean, He's my creator, right? Hi, Gwenda. Good to see you. Hey, Richard. I wonder, would I say that to my kids? Because my kids are probably my biggest, proudest moment in life. My boys, no matter what mistakes I made with them, no matter what mistakes their dad makes with them, or maybe we continue to make with them, I am so proud of the fact that no matter what has happened in their life, they keep getting back up. They keep trying to be better. And, I had conversations with both of them yesterday, and I love my boys to the core. And sometimes when you're talking to them, I realize that some of the things that they have, some of the way they talk to themselves, some of the ways they see things, sometimes I realize that's not just luck. They inherited that stuff from me. So now here I am trying to undo the things that maybe they saw in me. Not things that I said to them. Believe me, I'm saying the right thing. But, oh, Gwenda, thank you. These are paparazzi. I got these from my girl, Jen. I believe that kids, just like us, have you ever seen, how many times have you seen me put on Facebook, I don't listen to what you say, I watch what you do? That was such a lesson for me, that I realized it's not just me with other people, right? It is people watching me, my kids. That when I react to something, some way that I shouldn't react, when I say something that just spurts out of my mouth in the moment through emotion and through anxiety and through all of those things, I gotta tell you, that's hard stuff. Because I have to go back sometimes and go, wait a minute, that was an emotional response. It's so hard to take the emotions out of things in life, no matter who you are. It's hard. It's hard. When you are so proud of something you've done, and you are so proud of what you've done with your kids, or maybe so proud what you've done in your job, or so proud with the fact that you hit a goal, and you think, oh my goodness, this is great. And then things happen, and you start to watch a slow crumble. And what's really bad is when you can't control it. Well, this is what I'm learning. In those times, even when I cannot control it, there is somebody who is in control. With every bad thing that's ever happened to me, there's always somebody who's in control. There has to be. No matter what you say, there is. God is in control. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to go through valleys, and it doesn't mean that you won't be tested. And I don't mean tested by God. I mean tested in life. I mean, the devil just putting crap out there in front of you to say, let's see how you respond to this. Oh, you think you doing so much better. You think you getting your anxiety, you think you getting that under control. You think you better at this. You think you feeling better. You think you a better leader. You think you a better employee. And then something hits and you feel that urge to respond the way that you used to respond, with emotion, with anxiety. Sometimes you have to take the fog away. You got to blow it away, and you got to look at things exactly how they are. And you've got to realize that no matter what you're going through, there is a God that is in control. What does he want from us during those times? He wants you to start with yourself and do better. I don't care where you've been in your life. I don't care if you were in a bar getting drunk last night. I don't even care if you were on a street corner hooking last night. Let me be honest. You are still here. There is redemption there for you. And God knows your struggles. But when you say things to yourself, like I have with me, hey, Joanne, good to see you, girl. When you say things to yourself like, well, this seems to be what I always do, so you know what? I just might as well go with it because there's nothing in me that's going to do better. No, that is not it. You should never quit trying to be better, do better, find better. If you're in a situation and it's not good, don't be scared to find a situation that's better. I feel my heart hurts for people who are in bad, abusive, narcissistic relationships, and they feel like they can't leave because they've been told they can't leave. They've been told they'll never make it without that person. I know. I was there. I could never make it without him. I could never be anything more than what I was to him at that moment. And for years, I believed that if I didn't do everything I was supposed to do, where family was concerned, if I didn't, even if I didn't want to, if I didn't fulfill everybody's expectations of me, minus God's, but everybody's expectations of me, even if I wasn't feeling it, if I didn't, they could say, oh, but Molly, you can say no. No. I could have, but there was going to be repercussion. And I needed to learn to be stronger than the repercussion. And so do you, I think. I think if you're feeling this, like, you're right. Sometimes I'll go do something and I didn't really want to do that, but I did it because I didn't want to disappoint. I did it because it was expected. I did it because I always do it. I just did it. No. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you, friend. The only way that your self-attitude will get better about yourself is to want to be the absolute best you can be that God made you for. And sometimes that includes the word no. Hi, Nita. Sometimes that includes You knowing that what you're in at this moment may have been good for you at one time, but it may not be good for you now. Or maybe you're finally strong enough, you're finally bold enough to say, no more. No matter what situation that you are in, if it does not make you better, if it is not building you up to make you better, to help you become a better person, to help you get rid of things like anxiety and stress, and it is bringing all these things into your life, it is time for you to evaluate you and the people that you have around you. It's time. For me, I've had many awakening moment here in the last couple of years when I started this. Do you know one of the reasons that I just kept telling God, no, I don't want to do this devotional thing. You don't understand how imperfect I am. You don't understand, God, how much I mess up. Like he doesn't understand, right? Right. Hey, Susan, good to see you, girl. Like I don't know how much I mess up. Like he ain't seeing it, right? Like he ain't seeing it. Hey, Deb, he see it, y'all. He knew the hot mess I was, probably when I wasn't even willing to admit I was a hot mess. But there is redemption for the hot mess, ladies and gentlemen. There is redemption. And nobody is here just because you're filling a space. And if you're just a space filler on this planet, you need to rethink. Because everyone has a purpose who's here. And the purpose isn't just to survive until the last breath. The purpose isn't just to pay that bill. Oh, we have to pay the bills. Let's be honest. You got to do what you got to do to pay the bills because we want the roof on the head and we want the pinto beans on the table. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. But even in work environment, there should be something that you're bringing. I have a lot of people who follow me for all different reasons. Some of them are family and friends. Some of them are people I went to school with. Some people that I grew up with. People who have just found me on social media. People follow me because of Jesus. People follow me because of my business. People follow me because they're like, she crazy and she got wild hair and she just don't care. That's okay. If that's why you following, that's all right. You allowed. You allowed. But sometimes I believe the biggest follow for me is the relatability. The fact that for some reason, God gave me the intense bravery that it took to say, I'm going to start being honest about just exactly what life has dealt me. And how I've dealt with it. And I didn't always deal with it right. And I still don't always deal with it right. But there are too many instances in my life where I shouldn't have made it. I shouldn't be here right now talking to you. So somewhere in all of this, God has a purpose. He has a purpose for me. He has a purpose for you. You'll notice it in the pinned comment. It says, the best place to park your mind today. And the verse this is based on is, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, lovely, admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And that's Philippians 4:8. Man, oh man, oh man. God doesn't tell us to dwell on the problem. God doesn't tell us to dwell on the brokenness. God doesn't tell us to dwell on something. Maybe the problem is it's not fixable right now. It's going to be a process. He says to dwell on what's noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy. I love to tell you that's easy. but it's not. But there are many times that this verse has spoke to me. Why? Because it's weird how you hear it in the weirdest places. I will hear it on a podcast I'm listening to. It will come up, somebody will have posted it on Facebook, and it just appears. And normally it's at a time where I am definitely not thinking about those things that are pure. I'm thinking about how tough life is right now. Life is not easy for me right now. But I know one thing, there are people out there who have worse. There are people out there dealing with things. Oh man, I'm sick. This is horrible. I can't go to work. I couldn't do this. I got to tell you something. I had to go out and I had to work anyways. I knew there were bills to be paid. And I think I talked to God more during those days that I was working, hey Beatrice, than ever before. Things like when I stepped out of the car to say, please God, just get me through this day. I'm not even asking for tomorrow. Get me through this day, God. Get us to our goal this day. God, give me enough strength to send these emails. Give me enough time, God, to help me make what I need to make. You know the struggle is real. And then the end of the day would come, and I got through the day. And before I got out of the car, it was, man, thank you, Lord. Thank you for getting me through this day. I've learned not to give a lot of precedence to tomorrow. Let tomorrow take care of itself, because today, in this moment, is what I need to worry about. The story here that Liza tells, I love her because I relate so greatly with her stories and what I deal with, and the fact that I am so negative about myself at times. I have lots of haters out there for all different reasons. Okay, all different reasons. Don't we all, kind of? But I do, especially in my industry, all different types of haters. I have leaders who are scared of me because their people follow me. I have people who don't like me because I didn't see things their way. I didn't do what they wanted. I've got people who just choose not to have me in their life. That's okay. I'm hoping they're loving me from over there, but I don't know. But because of that, what's weird is, as weird as it can be with those people or people who don't really care for me, sometimes, a lot of times, I don't care for myself. And that sucks because, see, it all starts with me. How can you be brave with other people? How can you throw off what other people think if you are thinking so badly of yourself? Saying, oh my goodness, I knew I should have done X, Y, and Z. Why didn't I when I could have? Why didn't I see the signs? Why didn't I know this? I should have. Why was I the dummy? No, you weren't. You were holding on. You were probably holding on for dear life. You may still be that person, but you're still breathing, and it's never too late. Listen to this story. Before I even have my first cup of coffee most mornings, the mental battle begins. Lies bombard me with scripts that don't line up with the truth of God's word and drags my mood down before I'm even given a fair shot to even start enjoying the new day. The mess that was left in my kitchen the night before will turn into an entire mental dialogue about how disrespected I am and how inconsiderate and uncaring my people are. The truth is, my people care deeply about me, but they are sometimes forgetful when they're up playing family games or having late night chats. I wish my first inclination wasn't to personalize those dirty dishes, but the lies are loud and so convincing sometimes. I'll make a snarky comment out of frustration. This is me. Which just sets the completely opposite tone in my home than what I really want. Then the guilt of my morning annoyance turns into lies about myself because I should be more patient and understanding. And it's not just in the kitchen. The more I entertain the lies, the heavier my heart feels all day long. It's no longer just about the dishes and the comments I made that morning. Those lies quickly tap into the deeper wounds of my heart and deeper insecurities I have as a wife and a mom. Without even realizing it, those lies begin to inform my beliefs and I let it steal my peace. The danger is that lies don't just pass through our thoughts, lies ravish our beliefs, they rob us. Lies unattended to affect the perceptions we form. The perceptions we form eventually become the beliefs we carry. The beliefs we carry determine what we see. That's why we must be so careful to recognize where lies are affecting us. Our faith can get fractured by the lies we let inform our beliefs. I've come to realize that what makes faith fall apart isn't doubt. It's being too certain of the wrong things. The wrong things I'm tempted to believe can be, it will never get better. Is that you? My life will never be good again. Is that you? God won't forgive me. Is that you? I can't forgive them. Oh, is that you? I won't be able to get over this. Yeah. Is that you? God doesn't care. Is that you in the worst moment? It will never get better. My life is never going to be good again. God won't forgive me. I can't forgive them. I won't be able to get over this. God doesn't care. Instead of letting those defeating lies take over my emotions and dictate my reaction, I've learned to see them as warning signals. When I have a thought that is especially negative or condemning of myself or others, hey Charlene, I pause to consider, is this really true? And what I'm discovering is that most of the time the answer is no, it's not true. The Bible, while inspirational, is very applicable. And when we turn to God's word, we know what to do with the thoughts and lies causing commotions in our mind. We can begin the work of transforming those first moments in the morning to holy moments. And when we set a better pattern for all the other thoughts we have the rest of the day, and it's so much better. In the book of Philippians, we find Paul in prison. Now remember, when he was saying whatsoever is true and honest and noble and lovely, he was in prison, y'all. Let's remember that. He was writing to the church of Philippi. If there were ever a perfect situation for someone to start believing the wrong things about themselves, their people, and God, it's Paul writing a letter from prison. But he didn't waver. And in his closing words of Philippians 4, Paul addressed our thought life as Christians. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Period. No comma. No dot, dot, dot. Period. Right, pure, lovely, admirable, praiseworthy. Those are the things to think about. And not just because they're a delightful and fun break from the lies we like to explore, but because it will bring you peace. In the very next verse, which is verse 9, Paul highlights this promise by emphasizing once more that when we put this instruction into practice, the peace of God will be with us. I love that it doesn't say that the peace is, hey Sue, I love that it doesn't say that the peace is dependent on our circumstances. He doesn't say, do this if you're doing X, Y, and Z. Do this if you're experiencing X, Y, and Z. He doesn't say that. Paul highlights this, emphasizing once more that when we put this instruction into practice, the peace of God will be with us. It is not dependent on our circumstances getting better. What do you think? Because you start thinking something good, that the mess that you're involved in is just going to go away? No, it's not what he said. Only that if we bring better thoughts to our circumstance, we will have access to the best peace there is, the peace of God. The peace that no matter what you're going through, you are not alone. And you are not the problems you are experiencing. You are not the emotions you are feeling. You are not the wrong actions you are doing. You're not. Even when you mess up, you can get back up and start thinking about the things you should think about. Start practicing the things that bring that peace, that joy, that pureness, that loveliness. The peace of God, man, that's what I long for. Rather than giving space to any lies that are trying to come in and set up camp in your mind today, remember that God has given instructions for a better place to park your thoughts. This doesn't mean we deny ourselves processing hard things or complicated relational struggles, but it does mean we intentionally direct our thoughts towards what is right, pure, lovely, admirable, and praiseworthy. In the midst of the messes, hey Raj, in the midst of the messes, the frustrations, the aggravations, the failures, the irritations, the falling down, I can still be a noticer of some good and redirect where I choose to park my mind and my thoughts. Is this self-help hype? No. I know maybe that's what you're looking at. Y'all, here come Molly. Molly preaching, look at the bright side. Sometimes, y'all, there ain't the bright side. Sometimes you just got to walk through the dark. Oh, eventually there's a light. But it may not happen for a while. So is this self-help hype? I hear some of you like, rolling your eyes. I feel it. It's okay. I see as that person. I get you. And sometimes I still am. No, it's the truth that when applied, it actually works. When we set our minds on the things of God, we will have direct and immediate access to the peace of God. God, help me untangle any lie I'm believing. Help me to get rid of any lie that I tell myself, that I believe about myself. Replace it with your life-giving truth. Help me set my mind on things that are of you. Pure, lovely, admirable, praiseworthy. I was having one of these moments last week because I thought I was getting better and I kind of relapsed. I'm sure the rain and being out in it didn't help, right? And I just thought, well, if I was probably healthier from the start, Molly, way to go. You probably would feel better. And I had to stop. I am in a human body that gets tired, that feels overworked, that is still trying to take care of so many people and be there for my community, for my tribe. And I had to think, I'm sick. I don't feel good. I'm not over this. But God, I'm better than I was. I'm still up. There are people who are in the hospital. There are people that have losses. I read this morning that Toby Keith died at the age of 62, 2 years older than me. That he lost his battle to cancer, maybe. But do you know what he did in the midst of that battle? He found God. I've heard him talk about it. I've been following him for years. We went and saw him in concert some time ago. And I thought to myself, it hurts when you lose somebody. But my God, I'm almost jealous. God, I am almost jealous because he's up there with a new body. No cancer swimming around in it. Singing. Should have been a cowboy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel for his family. Because what a loss. What a loss for just the community here. But I'm telling you, there is something that awaits us better when you are ready. That belief that God can save you. No matter how many times you get it wrong, if you are a child of God, he is there forgiving you. And I am so grateful for that because I still get it wrong so many times in life, but I know him. He is my God. He is my Savior. He is my forgiver. And I stay in his word. And I just say, well, Molly, you know who you are. He made you who you are, Molly. He never said I wouldn't fall down. He never said that I would get it wrong. But he did say, I'm going to give you what you need to get back up until I'm done with you, Molly. When I'm done with you, Molly, you will know because I will no longer be here. Forget about the judgments. Forget about the people who are talking behind your back. Forget about the people who want you to want you to believe the lies that people are spewing about you. The people who want you to say, well, you're not getting anywhere because you're not working hard enough. Forget about the people who say, oh, well, it must be nice. You're that thin. Well, maybe if you were thinner, shut up. Just shut up. You people who are judgy, let me tell you, you're judging because you ain't looking in the mirror. God could use you for something so much better if you weren't so busy judging the world to keep your eyes off yourself. But I want you to know that I pray for you. As much as I want you to shut up, I still pray for you because you're not. Stop believing the lies that maybe you've heard behind your back and leave them behind your back and keep moving forward. Your self-talk needs to change. Don't let getting up to a bad situation like I told my kids to fold their clothes to get it out of the dryer. I told them to do this. They don't care. They don't love me. I'm a bad mom. Everybody else's kids do this. This is horrible. I know the rest of my day is going to be miserable. Stop it. Stop it. No. That is you speaking negative to you. And if you speak lies to yourself that says, well, this is how the rest of your day is going to go, guess what? You've just spoke it into existence. How about this? No, they didn't. Which is going to require a talk with them. Again, they're kids. There are going to be a lot of agains. And how about, but I'm going to do what I can to make this day better. I'm going to find something good. I'm going to find something pure. I'm going to find something lovely. I'm going to be more forgiving today. I'm going to find something to smile about. I'm going to go bring some joy into somebody's life because I am not going to dwell and believe the lies that this is how my entire day, my entire life, my entire business, everything has got to go. There are things in store for you, but I need to let you in on a secret. There are forces out there who don't want you to be better. They don't want you to be different than the rest of the world. People go, I don't want to be different. If I'm different, then everybody looks at me funny. Yeah, I can't be that person, Molly. I don't think I can handle it. How would you know? You've never tried it. How would you know? You're too busy conforming to what everybody else thinks you should laugh about, what everybody else thinks that you should talk about. How, number one, figure out what your own truth is. And above all, figure out what God's truth is and live it. Live it. Be better. Get rid of the lies. Toss them out. Put them down the garbage disposal so they can't come back no more. Put them in the trash can and shut the lid. And if your day started out rotten, maybe your week started out rotten, make a conscious effort that the rest is going to be better. Whether you're like me, still snotted up, and I'm thinking, well, I'll surely be better by next Tuesday because I didn't have a voice last Tuesday. And I'm like, well, I have a voice. It isn't exactly my voice, but it works. I'm able to be on here. And I got up and I took that shower and I blew that nasty snot out of my head. I'm going to have to do it again, I'm pretty sure. And I just thought, God, use me. Use me to bring hope. Use me for what is pure. Use me to make people smile and laugh and let them see that there is something shining in me and that they want more of that. That's what I hope. And I'm not always like this, but I'm learning. So let's all learn together. And in this case, the best place to park your mind today, park it in positivity. Park it in God's Word. Park it doing something great. Even if somebody's wronged you, forgive somebody. Leave it. Unload that baggage. Unload. Unload that regret. Unload those mistakes that are in the past. Lighten your load. And take the hand of Jesus and walk. It's not always going to be easy, but boy, isn't it great to know there's somebody who never leaves you, no matter what? Heard that somewhere. Roger said, I heard today that the people that are talking behind my back, till they say it to my face, they will remain behind me. Yeah, Raj, leave them behind you, baby. And sometimes, Raj, it's the people sitting at the same table with you. But you know what? That's their problem. Because now I figured out that the people who are talking about me, they just don't want to deal with them. So it's okay. I got big shoulders. I can deal with it. Aw, Steph, I love you, my friend. And I'm glad that you're on here. Glad you can make it. I pray for you guys. I would love to say I pray for every one of you individually. When you come to mind, I do. But I pray for our community, for the world as a whole, that it will get better. And not everybody's going to get better. And not everybody is going to fit our mold of what they should look like. Love them regardless. I posted something the other day. God gave us 2 commandments: to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, all that good stuff, And the other one is to love your neighbor as yourself. You know what I'm figuring out? I know why a lot of people don't like people. You know why? Because it starts with them, and they have not yet admitted that they don't like themselves. Love your neighbor as yourself. And that's supposed to be treat your neighbor the way you would love to be treated. But you know what that starts with? How you're treating yourself. Do you love yourself? Do you love what God's given you? Every fault, everything. I know you want to change it, and I do too. All my faults, and I have many of them. But we are taught to love people. And if they want to talk about you, let them. Just love them from over there. Don't spend a lot of time on it. Don't do it. But start with yourself. Love God. And you know what? If you loved yourself the way God loves you, God sent his son to die. Think about that. If you could just see yourself as loved as God loves you, that alone would change the path of so many. So many. So quit beating yourself up. Quit beating your kids up. Literally. And do your best. Whatsoever is good, lovely, pure, better, happy, makes you smile. Man, y'all. Try it. Try it for a week. I bet you have a better week. I promise. You know how I know that? Because it's my mojo now. Through all the trials and tribulations right now, and there are many in my life. We don't need to talk about them. Y'all got your own. Heck, I ain't gonna make you feel bad about feel better about your life all the time, right? Sometimes it's just better to keep it to myself. But you know what? I'm not willing to give up. I'm not. I am going to be my best Molly Stonebib. And if other people don't like who God is forming, that's okay. Because if everybody loves you, you got a real problem then if everybody loves you, okay? Not everybody should love you. Let the haters hate. But man, embrace those who love you and move forward. You have a wonderful week. Feel free if you have a prayer request. I do look through the comments all during the week. If Lee and I can pray about anything for you, let us know. We will do that. And pray for me, please. Pray that I'll get better, okay? This has been a really slow process, but I found out from everybody else who had this credit is I am impatient. I'm working on it, okay? But I love you. Go forth. Don't let things get you down. And if they do get you down, don't let them keep you down. Don't unpack there, okay? Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.